Hi guys, so let's start with the case study number 17. We are going to solve the MCQ. Let's see first MCQ. Yeah, the allottees wanted a refund of their amount from Mr. Singh. Do you think Mr. Lal has a right to raise the objection against the refund? So from this part of the case study, they have asked this question. So here Mr. Navneet Singh is the promoter and Mr. Lal is a financier of the project. Okay, so Mr. Navneet Singh started a housing project in 2016 and he had given a commitment that the allottees will get an allotment of flats by December 2019. He invited his friend Mr. Lal to finance 1/4 of the project cost. In return, that he will get 5% of the profits on sale of each flat. Okay, so Mr. Navneet Singh is a promoter, Mr. Lal is a financier, and the committed allotment date was December 2019. But here they have given that by November 2019 only 8% of the work could have been completed. Okay, so there was a delay in giving of the possession. A meeting was held by Mr. Singh on 5th December 2019 wherein he tried to convince all the allottees that the work will be completed by May 2020 and will start getting the possession from June month. Okay, so the original committed date was December 2019 and the delayed date was June 2020. Some of the allottees refused to wait for the next 6 months and demanded a refund, to which Mr. Lal objected. So Mr. Lal means financier has objected that allottees cannot seek refund. The aggrieved allottees decided to file a complaint against the promoter if their amounts were not refunded. So here the allottees, as per section 19 subsection 4, allottees have a right to claim the refund. Okay, so as you can see, the allottees shall be entitled to claim a refund of the amount paid along with the interest if the promoter fails to comply or is unable to give the possession of the apartment plot in accordance with the terms of the agreement for sale. Okay, so here since the promoter was unable to give the allotment by December 2019, the allottees have a right to claim the refund. Okay, so let's see what is the correct answer. And do you think Mr. Lal has a right to raise objection? So option D is the correct answer because the allottees have a right to claim a refund, whereas Mr. Lal, who is a financier, that is who has provided some capital, has no right to raise any objection against the same. So option D is the answer. Next, Mr. Lal did renovation and changes in the existing building and resold 1/3 of the flats in Premium Heights to some of the previous owners. With respect to the scope of RERA, which of the following is the correct option? So if you have studied RERA, you know that in case of any renovation work that will be done on an existing building, there is no need for taking registration if the flats in those buildings will not be advertised for sale. But here what they have given is that Mr. Lal did renovation and changes in the existing building and resold 1/3 of the flats in Premium Heights. So for this we have to refer the case study. So as you can see, he renamed the building Premium Heights and advertised for selling the flats. Okay, so he did advertisement for selling the flats. Since he advertised those flats, he needs to take registration. Suppose he did not advertise those flats and he only renovated those flats or that building, there was no need for registration. But since he has advertised the flats for resale, the registration is compulsory. Okay, so let's see. So they are asking which of the following is the correct option. So RERA will be obviously applicable, so option A is not correct. Option B is also not correct. So we have to choose between option C and option D. Okay, so option D is the correct answer because RERA is applicable as Mr. Lal advertises for selling and flats are resold with the new allotments. Okay, so option D is the correct answer. Next, third question. The Association of Allottees of Sun Residency brought the construction defects to the notice of Mr. Lal after allotting the possession to the allottees and formation of society. Okay, so is Mr. Lal still liable to the allottees? Identify the correct statement regarding the liability of Mr. Lal. So it is a very easy question. Same question was asked in the previous case studies. So as you know, promoter will continue to be liable for any structural defects of 5 years from the date of allotment. Okay, so for a period of 5 years he will be liable for any structural defects that is brought to his notice. Okay, so also option D is the correct answer because Mr. Lal is liable for structural defects in the building if such defects are bring to his notice within a period of 5 years from the date of handing over of the possession. Okay, so option D is the correct answer. Okay, next question, fourth. Regarding the flat purchased by Mr. Raj jointly along with Miss Ashima, which of the following is the correct statement? Okay, so let's see various options here. The advance in the form of deposit shall not be a sum more than 5% of the cost of the property. This is a incorrect statement because promoter can accept an advance up to a ceiling limit of the 10% of the cost of the property. So the ceiling limit is of 10% and not of 5%. So this is an incorrect statement. B, any amount of deposit can be collected by the promoter if a written agreement for sale is entered. This is also wrong because there is a ceiling of 10%. Next, the said transaction is a Benami transaction. So for understanding this, we have to refer the case study first. So as you can see, Mr. Raj along with his wife Miss Ashima jointly entered into an agreement for sale with the promoters of the project and made a payment of the 10% for booking the amount of flat. So they have made a payment of 10%, which is well within the limit, so there is no problem with that. After that, what they have given is that Mr. Raj paid 70% of the total amount to the builder as the slab got completed, and the remaining 30% was to be paid at the time of possession of the flat. Mr. Raj paid 80% of the total amount from his own disclosed sources of income. Okay, so as you know, if these sources were unknown sources of income, this property would have been considered as a Benami property and this transaction would have been considered as a Benami transaction. But since they have given that he has paid 80% of the total amount from his own disclosed sources of income, so there is no problem with that. It is not a Benami transaction, and for rest 20% he took a loan. So all clean white money is used for purchasing this flat in the joint name of Mr. Raj and Miss Ashima. So let's see. Yes, said transaction is a Benami transaction. No, it is not a Benami transaction. So all these are incorrect statement. So option D is the correct answer because none of the above is correct statement. So option D is the correct answer. Next question, fifth. The promoter of Lotus Square did not register the project with RERA authority as required under RERA 2016. What will be the consequence they have to bear for it? So as you know, every project except for 3 exceptions given in RERA has to be registered with the RERA authority, and they have also given a penalty if the promoter fails to take the registration for the project. So let's see that penalty. For this we have to refer the study material. So on page number 72 here, section 52, If a promoter does not get registered his real estate project, then he shall be liable to a penalty which may extend to 10% of the estimated cost of the real estate project. Okay, so there is a penalty of 10% of the various options given. The promoters of A is the correct answer. Penalty up to 10% of the estimated cost of the project with the RERA authority. So in this way we have completed case study number 17. Thank you.